All right, thank you for staying with us. And if you just joined us, the first 15 minutes of the show, you've missed out on what has been the breaking story of Leicester City parting company with manager Claudio Ranieri. That was our first story on the show. We also talked about Gennett Ross, Super Eagles coach, denying reports, widely circulated reports that he has limited the number of Super Eagles players he will invite from the Chinese Super League to just 3. He says those words were not his words, and he doesn't know where those stories are coming from. Let's take you very quickly to Ilorin. We will be reading your comments after that, and of course we'll also hope to hook up with Sonny Young in Washington. But before we do that, let's just quickly go to Ilorin. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. I told you about the Under-13 tournament that's happening among junior secondary schools in Ilorin East, and I said the inspiration for the man putting that together, he told me that the inspiration came from Channel's National Kids Cup. All right, let me show you. I hope we can get to see it. The fixtures for the semi-final of that Under-13 tournament in Ilorin. Junior secondary schools in Ilorin surely having the best of time. Ilorin East. We have Junior Secondary School of Government Secondary School. They'll be taking on the Junior Secondary School of Abata Gambari. And of course, the JSS, the Junior Secondary School of Ojagboro will be taking on the Junior Secondary School of Okelele. These are semi-final features that will be taking place next week at the Ilorin East Under-13 tournament. If you are in Ilorin, you are familiar with those names. Those of us who grew up in Ilorin, remember, and we know all these names, and we know what quality of football these schools can produce on their day. Still talking about Ilorin, the Kwara State Football Association have also been organizing a Super League, and that's very encouraging. Football at the grassroots, and the Super League in Kwara State is also at the semi-final stage, and semi-final games will be played next week. We have Offa United. They'll be taking on Elegbede FC, and of course Derby FC will be taking on BSC in the semi-finals. These games are meant to help develop football from the grassroots in Kwara State. All right, let's come very quickly and read a few of your comments on Twitter. Hilary Indimile says, nothing succeeds like success. If it is confirmed, it goes to show that yesterday's success doesn't count today. Very true. It's confirmed. That's the truth. The success of yesterday doesn't count today.
A coach is as good as
you're as good as your last game.
And remember also that football has no heart. Football is unforgiving.
Yeah, we've had a lot of instances. Yeah. Chelsea won the Champions League with this young Italian goalkeeper.
Yeah,
young Italian coach. Di Matteo.
Yeah, Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League.
Won the Champions League with Chelsea. The next season, you know what happened to him?
Jose Mourinho won the Premier League recently with Chelsea.
Yeah.
And just like Leicester had a bad next season, and he got the job.
It was gone. Carlo Ancelotti won the La Decima for Real Madrid. Yeah. The next season, he was gone. So this is what coaching is about. You can only pray that you keep getting those results that will keep you on the job.
The only person who probably has a job for life is Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger. And Arsene Wenger himself is beginning to feel the heat.
He's on the brink. He's on the brink.
So anything can happen. All right. So that's an interesting one. Okay, let's move very quickly and just while we wait for Sonny Young to come through for us, let's tell you about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Tomorrow is going to be the first Friday night game this season, and Wale Agege Stadium is already buzzing.
Yeah,
it's 24 hours to the game, but already that stadium is feeling a little tense.
Of course.
Everybody is looking forward to it. Rangers are in town.
Yeah, and there's been no Premier League football in the last 2-3 weeks at the Agege Township Stadium. So what a way to get back to basics and with the champions in town. And the way I fear for MFM is the rust. I think they will have gotten
resting for almost 2 weeks now, no football.
2-3 weeks. I was talking to the coach and he said, hey, we've been playing some friendlies, but it can't match when you play top teams in the Premier League. And for MFM, they've built up some momentum before that break, but for Rangers also, you know, what a way to come into that game. Late go from Bobby Clement on yesterday against Lobby Stars, and that will give them momentum. They're out of the relegation zone already. They know another win will also take them further up the table, but it's going to be a very difficult one. MFM have shown this season that they've also got a big game mentality. They've gone to difficult places to win. They've also defeated Kano Pillars in convincing fashion. Maybe 1-0, but the performance was convincing. But I'm much more interested in the quality of football we'll see tomorrow. The two teams like play good football, like playing on the ground, sticking to their philosophy. The pitch is good. And now I'll see some good football. And I like the outlook of the two managers. Two managers ready to really change things.
Young
managers, bright minds, who also embody the direction of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Imama Makwaka is a good tactician. You've got Fidelis Ilechukwu, the working one, they call him also in the mix. And for MFM also, they seem to have also rejigged the side with some new players coming in. They've added a bit of experience to it also. And for Rangers, there's no Chisome Buchulam, but we also know that the side still remains very strong. So expect good football. I don't know who will win tomorrow, but the most important thing for me is I want to see some good football on show tomorrow.
All right, let me also tell you very quickly that MFM on their official Twitter handle have informed us that a 16-year-old attacking midfielder, Akoni Elijah, will be making his NPFL debut tomorrow against Rangers. It's going to be interesting to see. Remember, the other young star that made his debut against Kano Pillars got the goal. All right, this time they are unleashing another 16-year-old, and I think it's interesting. That's a good philosophy for you to discover young players and throw them into the mix the way the likes of Stephen Ode have taken up the challenge and see what this young lad can bring to the team. So tomorrow you're going to be seeing a 16-year-old attacking midfielder, Akoni Elijah. He'll be making his debut for MFM against Rangers. Something good for us to see.
Yes, last season we complained, especially second half season, that there was not too much experience. But MFM have continued their philosophy of bringing young stars. They brought a couple of players from non-league amateur clubs, and they've thrown them straight up into the big time. And that tells you that the coach has got belief in these players, and this is how these players can mature, give them exposure, and I hope that they can repay that trust with a good performance, especially for those young stars, but also still especially like Stephen Ode. Stephen Ode is high on confidence. He scored 5 goals already this season. Maybe he'll be disappointed that he hasn't had time to build upon that performance, but it's against Rangers. No incentive comes higher than that. When you're playing the champions of the Premier League, then you have to up the ante, and I think MFM will rise up to the occasion. But Rangers are a big side. Last time out, it was 1-1.